Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name is David, and this is a Magic Review. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Welcome to day two. Day two of looking at these incredible utilities, these amazing tools from Audience Wonderland. And big, huge thanks to Audience Wonderland for allowing me to preview these so that I could do the review for you. Today we're going to look at the LUMEN Prism. Now, what is Prism? Well, you might remember yesterday we talked about Trilogy, right? And in that review I said that it's possible to get your peak from another device in addition to your phone. Well, that's where Prism comes in. Prism is a screen, okay? That, in a nutshell, right? This is the easiest one-word answer I can give you, okay? It is like the smallest Kindle reader in the world. That's what it really reminds me of, like graphics-wise, text, font, size, clarity. It looks like a Kindle, right? But shrunk way down. And again, no buttons, no toggles, just on and off. But with the Prism, you'll be able to pair this with your other Audience Wonderland utilities and get your peak every time. You want to see it? All right, so for your $535, you will get this leather wallet, the gimmick inside, and the wireless charger. And this is really all you need to get your peak, okay? You're gonna have your device out there in the audience, the impression device. They're gonna write 23. You're gonna open your wallet. You're gonna get your peak right here on this screen. This is a screen. This is actually a screen. I'll then pull out my business card, turn it over, and I'll write 23 right there. That means wherever you can hide this device, you can get your peak, okay? This is a standout utility device that is quickly becoming the favorite of mentalists and performers. It delivers on design, performance, reliability in ways that very few electronic devices manage. This takes your strong impression right out of the box. I mean, look at this. Sleek, modern build, feels premium, it's intuitive, it's responsive, and it's very easy to learn. You're gonna have a nice, crisp, clear image, right? I mean, that's the screen. That is the screen working right now. You can see and read everything so clearly. 64 millimeters by 89 millimeters and a thickness of just over 3 millimeters. Has a 2-hour charge and will last you for 30 hours. A 30-hour battery life. And it will work in app mode, which means it'll work with your iPhone. That's right, iPhone only. Or it will work in direct mode, which means it'll work directly paired to your other Audience Wonderland devices. You could pair them directly to each other and forego the phone completely. But it's simple enough that you would just download the LUMEN app, and then once you had your device and you turned it on, you would just go to Connect or go to Accessory and be able to add it. And once it's added, one of these yellow dots would light up, and then this will give you your interface. Since there's no real buttons or toggles on this device, you need this for all your settings and your interface, of which there are several. This is more than just a screen. It can be ultimately your disguise, so that once you open your wallet, your spectators, if they were to look inside, they would see something completely different other than a mechanical screen. And we'll talk about that. Also, you will get a 1-hour tutorial. And what I love about the Audience Wonderland tutorials are they really hold your hand from beginning to end. Perhaps it's something they covered in a previous tutorial, doesn't matter. They'll cover it again for the product that you purchase. And so they really leave no stone unturned. And even if you have little to no experience with technology, at the end of the day, it's as simple as using any other app that you have on your phone right now. So why would you get Prism over using your phone? Well, for speed and for clarity. I think that makes it a very reliable peak device. The users, when you read through the reviews, they consistently report that routines land harder with this device. And some even say that the spectators describe effects using this as the most impressive trick they've ever seen. And when you pair this with all the other Audience Wonderland gimmicks, like the Lumen Mini or the Lumen Impression device, then all your possibilities multiply. Plus, in addition to that, you'll also have access to a private Facebook group that overflows with ideas, routines, and inspiration. I think that community collab really adds tremendous value and helps performers unlock new ways to integrate their Prism into their acts. So what are you going to learn in the tutorial? Well, of course, you'll learn what's in the box and how to charge the device, how to download the app, and how to use it in both direct mode and app mode. There's also a 4 of clubs disguise. So just like you see here, when you opened up your wallet, it might look like the 4 of clubs or another card to help disguise the screen. They're also going to talk about the camouflage mode in what they call image overlay. So if you are worried about flashing the inside of the screen, you could make it look like a taxi cab receipt. You could make it look like movie stubs. You could make it look like a fortune cookie fortune, or any number of other ideas. You could also do it as a playing card and a number routine. So let's say you have one spectator choose a number, and they write it down on your impression device. And another spectator, you force a card on them, right? Say like the 4 of clubs. And then you find out that this person picked 23. You would just open up your wallet, the screen would show a 4 of clubs with the 23 written on its face. Incredible, right? Absolutely incredible. There's another section in there called polling, where they talk about how Prism will constantly be looking for any other apps that you have. And that's the great thing about Audience Wonderland as well. If you were to get the Pro version, you get access to combining your Audience Wonderland utilities with your other Magic apps, and they incorporate and they work together, which is also amazing. Then they last talk about how to take care of your Prism, and then there's some final thoughts. So really, that's it in a nutshell, right? It's what I showed you, right? It's a sleek screen that allows you to get your impressions from another Audience Wonderland utility. So what are the pros? Well, the pros are that it's sleek, it's solid, and it's very professional. You're going to get a fast, clear display with long sessions providing rock-stable versatility. It works beautifully as a standalone peak device, and even better when it's paired with other Lumen products. Plus the community support, like I said, you get an active group full of very creative people, and has the several different disguise modes. What are the cons? Well, the cons, there's nothing for Android, right? There is nothing for Android, but like I said, it does work in direct mode. So if this is something you felt like you just had to have, right, you technically could get one of their impression devices and the Prism, and they would work together. They would. You just wouldn't have access to the interface that the app provides. So you wouldn't be able to change some of the settings. You would just have a straight across read. That's it. You know, the impression device, they would write down 23, and then over on your screen, you would see 23, and that's it. There wouldn't be anything else other than that. That would be, so that to me feels very limited, right? You're paying a lot of money for something that feels limited. So I, for the longest time, never had an iPhone. And, you've heard me say it a million times. Well, I can't review this or that product because it's only for iPhone. And then someone in the comments section said, seems like you could just buy a cheap iPhone and get around that. And they were right. I went out to eBay and I got this for $200. This is an iPhone 13 I got for $200. So I'm only using it for this. I literally am not using this iPhone for anything else. So it seems like an easy add-on. It doesn't have cell service. I can't text with it. It's just the interface. And so I think if you're going to spend the money, don't let not having an iPhone stand in your way. All right, so what is Pro Mode? Pro Mode is what enables you to use your other apps with your Audience Wonderland devices. All right, so like I said, the Prism by itself is $535. If you wanted to buy Prism with Pro Mode, it's $1,200. If you wanted to buy Pro Mode by itself, that is also possible, but just know that once you install Pro Mode, once you do your upgrade, it's going to go to your phone and that's it. So if you're planning to get another phone later, the license won't transfer. Okay, so just make sure that whatever phone or device you put it on, that's the one you want to keep it on. But look at all these other apps that it works with. Inject, Glimpse, The Stranger, Timesmith, Bridge, Icons, Subliminal, Prevision, QPOL, Hydra, Motherboard, Text-to-Speech, Copy to Clipboard, Save to Camera Roll. It sends notifications, and it works in languages like English, German, French, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, and Dutch. And it's available for $850 as an add-on. Why is it so expensive? Well, because those are all licenses, right? Every single one of those apps is a license that Audience Wonderland has to pay for in order for you to have access to it. So all those licenses cost money, and it gets trickled down to the consumer, obviously. So it's you keeping up with that license along with them. And I admit, yes, these items are expensive. Pro mode is expensive. It's expensive. And so I would just say this is for the working pro, right? This is for someone who makes a living performing magic day in and day out. This is what you do for a living. This is how you earn your money, right? And so it's an investment. It's an investment in you. It's an investment in your talent. It's an investment in your working repertoire, because you want something sleek, professional, and reliable. Something that's going to work every single time. Something that's going to work over long distances. Something that has an incredible battery life, and something that's not going to fail you. So if you're curious, I would head on down to Audience Wonderland and check out some of their utilities, check out their tools. There's no trailers out there. There really aren't any trailers out there for you to watch. Otherwise, I would direct you to those. You can just read through their ad copy, look at their pictures, and then read their testimonials from all their customers. But again, huge thanks to Audience Wonderland, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. And I know what you're thinking. I know you haven't left yet. You're thinking, man, I really wish David would have shown us how it works. Like, show us the peak in real time. Like, show us what it looks like on the screen. Show us like writing something down and having it appear on the screen. I did already, and it's over in the members section. If you want to see that, you're gonna have to go over to the members section. Now, the reason why it's over there is because, not because I'm trying to, get money for anybody. It's because that's exposure, right? I don't want muggles out there in the real world to know how magicians do their secrets. So obviously that secret stuff is behind closed doors, right? It's behind closed doors where the rest of the world can't get access to it. But if you want to see what it looks like, you want to have that reassurance, there is a video over in the members section. And you can join the members section for only $1.99 a month, and it gets you access to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of more content, including tutorials, head-to-head battles, more reviews, the latest and greatest, unboxing. It's totally worth it. Ask any member if it's worth it, and they'll tell you. See you guys. Bye.